Welcome back to Behind the Print podcast, where we feature industry leaders and uncover the creative minds and their businesses within the world of professional printing. Our mission is to provide you with inspiring, actionable resources that elevate your business projects and accelerate your journey to excellence in profit and print. Today's episode is Inside the Imaginative Mind Behind Yens and Spinny. And I'm here today with the owner of Story in Colors, Nina. Oh,
Hi.
hey, Nina, how's your day?
Good, thank you. How's yours?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I just have to know what inspired you to start Story in Colors?
Storing colors was a photography business I liked to make pictures, yeah. So it was kind of not drawing at all. Yeah, but then I kind of drifted from photography to drawings. Yeah, and that's how it started.
That is so cool. So you were doing photography before this, and then it just shifted to illustration.
Yeah, I liked children's photography, and one day we started. We had a small studio with my friends, and we started to draw on pictures, like to make it more magical, and like it was a Christmas theme. And then I just decided, why not to draw everything?
So that's awesome. It must be how Yens and Spinny all started.
It started with Jens. It was actually a challenge, and like when you get a prompt and then you draw something. So the prompt was a rainmaker, and the very first picture it was a hedgehog standing near the window, and he was brewing tea, and the steam from the kettle, the rain comes. So that was the very first picture.
That's so exciting. So, what is that creative process like when you're writing a new story or creating an animation? Where do you start?
I usually start from some memory or some place. Like, I really like hiking and I like just small moments like sunshine, drinking coffee on my balcony, or when we go somewhere and we have like camping. And I take this memory and yeah, I just try to show how felt during this moment. So I'm trying to show feelings and emotions.
For sure, carrying those emotions from your real life experiences and then drawing about them with your characters.
Yeah, that's
That's
right.
so cool. I love that. So, how do you bring that emotion? How do you bring that humor, that feeling that you're having in your outdoor nature getaway? And how do you bring that back to Spinny and Yens?
I like to use bright colors and also like there will be always some kind of sunshine in the scene and some I like to show a lot of little details. So if it's like the garden scene where Jens is having nice moment with a cup of tea, it will be rays of sunlight and there will be tiny like insects flying in the air and warm yellow colors. Yellow is my favorite color. So yeah.
That's awesome. So it's all in the fine details. That's super, super cool.
Yeah.
So, what do you think sets your children's stories apart from other illustrators and artists?
That's a good question. There are a lot of beautiful illustrators out there. I think maybe that I have one character, like two characters, and they are going throughout all my work. And also, I don't use only illustrations, I also use animation, and I have small pictures with no background, just sketches, but it's all around Yens and Spinny. So it's like the whole world.
It's like you created a new world for them to live in and then just expanded on that universe.
Yeah, it's kind of, I created it for myself, I think, because I really like to think about it. Like, that's my favorite part of the process when I have an idea and I spend days thinking about it and how Jens what would he do and what, where will he be, what kind of room, what kind of details, what he has on his table, how his kitchen looks like. So I love his world.
That's very, very fun. And you mentioned a little bit how it's kind of a passion project, but how did this all start? You went from photography, you said, and then got into the illustrations, but how do you animate those exactly?
So yeah, I started with illustrations, but then I was thinking that it will be cool if I can just bring them to life. And I found this program Spine 2D, and it's usually used for games. But I saw some person doing like really small, fun illustration, like something was moving, not really, not a lot of action, but just simple animation that I can do maybe in a day or two. So I looked into this program and it seemed really fun. So yeah, my very first animation was the one with the rain, where Jens is looking out of the window and a lot of rain there and this cozy feeling. So that was really easy. Just he was just standing there. I think he was not even drinking tea. He was just blinking. Yeah. So I really loved it because this feeling when you see how he comes alive, and it's really special.
It is, and it's something that I have never seen before where you kind of see it in a book and then it comes to life. That's like an animation too. That's super, super cool. And what's your favorite part? Do you like the animation more or do you like the drawing more?
I like I like animation, I think, more because that's not frame by frame animation. It's just that you have the drawing of a hedgehog and then you put like a little skeleton kind of inside it. And then you can move arms, you can move eyes. So it's pretty easy to see the results. I'm not really very patient person, so illustration sometimes can take several days. And sometimes I feel like, oh, I want it like already to look good. And in animation, you can really quick do something and you already see, oh, it's moving. And it keeps you excited, keeps you going.
Definitely very inspiring. You get your next push of creativity once you get that next animation done.
Yeah, that's right.
So, is there a scene or story from your adventures as an illustrator that just really strikes home for you, or is something that is your favorite memory that you turned into a story?
I think this whole movie that I made like the short movie about how Spinny and Jens came to be together, like friends. And I think this one is really personal and I love it a lot. Like I like all the small stories too, but this one, it's the whole story and it's about how Jens was like, he was very happy alone and he was fine. But then he met Spinny and he was like kind of forced to take care of him and he was not very happy. He wanted to go back to his normal life. But then he discovered what friendship is about and yeah, he came to like it, the company of this little troublesome spider. So this story is very precious to me.
I love that. That's amazing. On the flip side, what has been some of the biggest challenges you have faced?
Yeah, it's advertising and everything about it, like management and how to make money from it. Because, like, for the living, I do children's books illustration, but I want Yens and Spinny to be not only my like personal project, but yeah, I make calendars and all this stuff. So it's really tough to me, like advertise and tell people, oh, buy this, buy that, and I have those things. Yeah, so that is really challenging.
Yeah, especially when you're so passionate about it, you're kind of like, well, I did this amazing thing, and now what?
Yeah, exactly. Like why nobody stands in line for this new thing?
Yeah, marketing is pretty tough in that aspect, so I hear
Yeah.
you. What is your favorite print product that you use?
I love calendars most of all, and I like this birthday calendar that I have that you can use, like you can use it forever. It's not attached to any dates, like not to any year, so you can put your friends' birthdays, everything in there, and use it every year. I use it myself, so I really love it.
That's perfect. You can get kind of edit it for whatever date you want.
Yeah, yeah, you can just put your like I have trouble always forgetting friends' birthdays, but now I have it all in my calendar and I have nice pictures, so I use it for
That's
several years
awesome.
now.
Wow, wow. So, Nina, if you had a day completely free to spend however you'd like and you weren't animating or creating, what would you be doing?
I will go for a hike. Yeah, hikes are my favorite, and I have a small dog, and we live in a really nice area with a lot of woods. And I usually take my dog and we go for a walk in the woods. But she's pretty small and she's usually not happy when I go like several miles. And she's like, "Oh, I'm tired. Can we go home already?"
That is so cute. What kind of dog is she?
She's a mix of Chihuahua and Dachshund. Yeah, like a normal dachshund, but she doesn't like to walk in the woods, maybe because of all those smells, like animal smells, and she will get afraid.
If I were her, I would be too. So, where can our listeners explore your work, buy your calendar, or follow your journey?
I recently created a website. It's dedicated to Yens and Spinny, so it's just their website. It's called yensandspinny.com, and I have all the links there. So there is a link to my shop, my Etsy shop, and a link to my YouTube where you can watch a lot of videos, and also like all kind of behind the scenes I share on my Instagram. And for my like general creative journey as an illustrator, children books, I use Blue Sky now. Yeah, but all the links are on the website.
Amazing. So you guys heard her. Check out yensandspinny.com and be sure to stop by her YouTube channel as well because those behind the scenes videos are just amazing. I watched one the other day and I learned some things and I was just amazed at what she was drawing and creating. So be sure to check her out.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and that's a wrap on another episode of Behind the Print podcast. Thanks to our listeners for joining us as we've explored the artistry and innovation of the printing world. Remember, having a strong vision, building the right strategy, and using tools like print to amplify your message will make your brand stand out from the crowd. If you've enjoyed today's episode, be sure to stop by printingcenterusa.com and get a free sample pack to share with your fellow business enthusiasts. Until next time, keep those creative sparks flying and remember, there's always more to discover behind the print.